Daryl Butler in Mardi, New South Wales.
Our Prime Minister is refusing to budge on marriage equality, preferring to use tradition as an excuse not to support it, even though she's living out of wedlock with her partner, gets to vote, and is Australia's first female Prime Minister. Your movie Hairspray is a masterpiece highlighting the need to change and adjust to allow for equality. What advice do you have for our Prime Minister that may help her see the light when it comes to equality?
Well, what I think we should do, if gay marriage is losing the battle, we should give that up and try to make heterosexual divorce illegal.
And failing that,
you watch how things change, you know. I've always said, look, I'm total for gay marriage. I don't want to get married. I owe 3 alimonies. I would. But I think I should have the freedom to marry this glass of water if I want. How can they say there's this great sanctity in heterosexual marriage if you can get marriage and divorce 8 times? I mean, I don't get it. Why would that threaten anybody that someone would love somebody else? It's mind-boggling to me.
I think it only threatens people that have a repressed sense of homosexuality, and they're sort of in denial.
But you're married, which is interesting. It seems a very orthodox thing to do, Kate. And, I mean, actually, the way I would see it is there's probably not a very strong case for the state being involved in either heterosexual or homosexual marriage. You know, it's actually a relic of history that they were involved. It was actually about protecting the property rights of, in general, women. But, you know, in fact, you might have the debate where you actually got the state out of this, and therefore the issue wouldn't arise as to the heterosexual or homosexual.
I admit, but it's a tax issue also. In America, if you aren't married, you can't file a joint tax return. You can't visit your partner in the hospital if the family doesn't like you. These are really legitimate reasons where it should be legal.
I think we've fixed a lot of that up. I think the previous government and your government have now eliminated pretty much as much as they can the discrimination against same-sex partners and de facto couples. There are a few little things left. But I'd quite like to have the debate about just getting the state out of this altogether.
yeah, well, let's bring in Tony. Would you like to have that debate? Do you agree that the state should be out of marriage altogether, including the Labor Party?
Well, I think there are some countries that separate church sort of weddings from registering your relationship in a civil union. I think France is one example of that. We have actually got rid of all of the legal discriminations in Commonwealth law, so tax, Medicare, veterans benefits, social security, pensions, all of that discrimination is gone. The only piece of Commonwealth legislation that hasn't been changed in that way is the Marriage Act, and you're right, it says marriage is between a man and a woman entered into for life to the exclusion of all others, but it's the entered into for life bit that supports what you're saying in terms of getting rid of divorce. But we're going to have this discussion at the ALP National Conference at the beginning of December, and I think that there'll be...
The numbers are already set against it, though, aren't they, at a federal level?
What do you mean?
The shoppies have spoken.
There won't be a change.
Well, I think that there'll be a strong debate, and I think there'll be a lot of individual delegates to that conference and union members from both factions or all factions that will support change, and I'll be arguing in favour of change.
I think the Labor Party is almost certain to adopt a conscience vote. Just stay with it. What does that mean? The Liberal Party will vote against gay marriage. Probably about a third of the Labor Party will vote against gay marriage, 30% odd. So that'll be enough. So gay marriage will still get rolled.
And then once it passes, then you want to make money, invest in 2 things. Gay divorce and tattoo removal. 2 growth industries.
Wait for the gay divorcees. We're almost at the end of the programme. We've got time for one more question. It's a quick one. It's a web question. It's from Ruth.